Now we move on to IELTS speaking module. Okay, get ready for that. Then I'll invite you here 3 by 3 and we'll have a small tutorial on IELTS speaking module. Okay. As far as IELTS speaking is concerned, in 11 minutes, you can get 7 to 8 band. 11 minutes only. Yeah? And if examiner is in a hurry, then it can be 9 minutes also. Yeah? Okay. So one of my Indian students, she appeared in her IELTS test, and as she was speaking, and she said, "Sir, examiner was looking in a hurry, that she wanted to get rid of me, and it sounded like examiner wants to go somewhere." And I said, "Don't be complaining. It's the winter season. One has to go to the loo also, washroom also. So it could be something like that. Why we blame the examiners all the time? It can be anything like that. But they give you the band score according to your speaking. It doesn't mean that they will not give you good band score. Okay, now listen. The first thing in IELTS speaking is that you should know how to speak English. There is no escape at all. Many students just say, "Sir, I'm very good at cramming. You give me 200 questions and 200 answers, I will cram them, but I cannot speak." Now just imagine the amount of energy which that student is going to use cramming 200 questions with answers. So why shouldn't you practice? And by the way, IELTS examiners are very, very clever. If you give a crammed answer, they immediately get to know this is the crammed answer. So they have a marking criteria in writing as well as in speaking that this is the crammed answer. So crammed answer will also be like get out. No mark for that. Okay, so be very, very careful. All right, let's talk about IELTS speaking part 1 today first. I'll give you some tips. If you just follow them, I mean, it's just like a method. How you make tea? How you make tea? First of all, no, not pani. I give 30 rupees and the guy makes tea. I don't need to. Okay. All right, this is one response. How do you make tea? I pay 10 rupees and I get the cup of tea and all that. Right? So you started your tea with pani, water. Come on. Achhi cheez na kabhi banana. Pani wali chai banana. As many guests, as much water. Yeah? All right. So the way you make tea, and if you make tea again and again, ladies know that. Every time the method is same. So if you follow this method of answering the questions, most definitely you will not be in trouble. And part 1 is a very friendly chit chat with the examiner. Only tea, coffee is not there. Otherwise part 1 is just like, yeah, you know what I mean. You're just chatting with someone and all that. And don't overestimate the things and you say, "This is my mobile number. Yeah, you can call me anytime. I have a package also." You know package? Yeah. So anyways, listen. In part 1, when examiner asks you a question, that question is never going to be anything that you say, "I don't know anything about it." Number 1. Number 2, if there is the question that you don't know anything about, you must pretend. If you don't have a dog and they ask you about your pet, you have a dog. You say, no, I don't have. You have a dog. You understand? So whatever they ask you, you can exaggerate the answer. They will not come to your house and say, "Kithe hai tera kutta?" They will never do that. They will never come to your house to see that you are lying about things and all that. But don't be unrealistic. Right? Where would you like to spend your holidays? I'm planning to go to the Mars, madam. My uncle went to the Mars last time and it was good. My aunt went to the moon and she didn't like it. So I will go to the Mars. This is unrealistic answer. So please, for God's sake, answer should be realistic, but you can always exaggerate your answer. Exaggerating your answer means if I say, "What did you eat for dinner?" and you say, "Rice." No exaggeration. What did you eat for dinner? Well, last night actually we cooked a very special dish for dinner, and that is a traditional dish. It is made out of rice, and I really enjoyed that with my family members. We ate a lot. What do we call it? Exaggerated answer. Okay, again based on reality. So you must exaggerate, but remember, do not give a long answer in part 1. Examiner will immediately interrupt you. If you give a long answer, most of the long answers given by the students are crammed answers. Right? When you give a long answer, examiner, this is the crammed answer. Right? So just give short answer, to the point and all that. Another thing, there are 3 steps to answer the question. Step number 1, answer the question directly. Keep in your mind in part 1, please never give indirect answer. What did you eat for dinner last night? Dinner is the most important meal of the day. We earn money to eat food, and dinner is the main food that we enjoy eating with our family members. I ate chicken last night. Do you understand? If you give irrelevant answer, they will immediately ask you next question. They will not wait for you. When the answer is irrelevant, they will not ask you why or anything. They will ask you the next question. And you say, why? She didn't listen to me. Okay? So you should be careful. Answer should be relevant from the very first sentence. Now, there are 3 steps to answer the questions in IELTS speaking part 1. Step 1, answer the question directly. How? Change examiner's question from interrogative to positive using different words. Like the question is, what's your favorite city? One answer is, my favorite city is Lahore. Okay, plan for 5 band, huh? If you say, for example, the question is, what's your favorite city? I love Lahore city very much because I was born here and this city has rich cultural heritage of my country. Anything like that. 3, 4 sentences, 5 sentences, to the point, direct answer, right? Say, what's your favorite city? People usually like the city they live in. Cities are very important and population of the world is now migrating to the city. Never. I mean, all irrelevant answers, so just give, and one more thing. When you have your speaking test, you must use your intonation. What is intonation? If the question is, what's your favorite food? I like pizza very much. They say, what's your favorite food? I like pizza. I go with my friends to eat pizza. My favorite flavor is spicy pizza. Acha? Yeah? No intonation. I'm telling you, this happens. This really happens. So if you're talking about something serious, well, I would like to give you my view on that. Now you're serious. If there is something hilarious, your tone should be like that. Okay? It doesn't mean you do comedy. Never take the risk of, say, examiner was laughing or examiner was smiling. This is not your job to make the examiner smile. Don't do anything. It's not that if examiner smiles, 1 band extra will be given. Okay? So, I mean, don't make it a funny talk. Just serious talk and you should answer. So, step 1 is answer the question directly. Step 2 is elaborate your answer. What's your favorite food? I love pizza. Now, why you love pizza? What sort of pizza you like? Okay, so you can answer that very question, right? For example, what's your favorite food? Number 1, answer the question directly. I love pizza. And usually, once a week, I go out with my friends to eat Italian pizza. There is a very nice Italian pizza shop near my house where I often go and enjoy my favorite flavor. That's it. Clear? See that? I mean, I speak very simple English, by the way. I don't use difficult words and all that. With this speaking, with this simple English, I got 8 band in speaking from British Council. Okay, so then you think they don't give band? They do give band if you answer accordingly. So step 1, answer the question directly. Step 2, elaborate. Now when you elaborate, it should be crisp answer, to the point, according to the topic. And step 3, conclude your answer. So therefore, I like pizza very much. Right? What's your favorite city? First step. Second step, for all these reasons, I really like Lahore. Conclude your answer. So in part 1, whatever the question is, always remember this 3-sentence formula and you can answer the questions.